Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome to my first project in the Use That Precious Stuff challenge. I pulled out a book that I've been saving. I don't know how long I've had this book, but I've been saving it to make a journal. I pulled out some of my precious dyed papers. And then these are a couple of pages out of the book. The book's in, pretty sad shape, but I bought it for the cover, so that's okay. This will probably take this will probably take a little while to make this journal. It's not going to be something that's done in one day, but I do want to get started. So the you may not see that, but the binding was coming off anyway, and so I'm going to take the binding off and okay, and this part I'm going to use, maybe make a bookmark for the journal. So I'm going to save it. And right here, this is going to have to be trimmed so I can attach it to a new spine. Well, okay. So there's the front cover. And some of this is going to have to be covered up, but I'm going to try to keep the words and not cover up the words and just make my binding go from here. Same thing on this side. We're going to have to trim away a lot of this stuff. Let's do it from this side because I can see better. Okay. So now we've got the front and the back, and they're very nicely weathered and used. And then we've got beginnings of a bookmark. I also want to use this picture. There were only 2 pictures in this book. There's that one and then this one right here. And I want to use those. I think those are going to end up being my end pages for the book. But right now we're just going to set them aside. And I'm making a mess. That's one thing about taking old books apart. They definitely make a mess. Okay. I don't want all that stuff on my papers. Okay. I'm going to pause for a second and clean this up. Be right back. Okay. Now then, let's set those aside again. I want all my pages to be this size. These came out of the book. And so these are the size pages I want to have. So I'm going to use one of these. Actually, it'd probably be better to use one that's not going to be actually in the book, so in case I mess it up. Okay, I'm going to use this as my template for making pages. Now these are small. These are small, but they're still wider than this. Not by a ton, but what I'm going to do is glue 2 of them together, and that way they'll make one page. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll start with that. That way the glue can dry. Okay. There we go. Let's make sure the back's good. So there's one of those, and we're going to do this one too. Trying to make them fairly even. All right, we're going to just set those aside for right now and let them dry. So I've got two. I'm going to make 2 signatures. So let's make sure that that'll work. Put some of these coffee dyed papers in there. I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, but I coffee dye all these papers and then they just sit there because they're too precious. No more. We're going to be using all that precious stuff now. I didn't want all the pages to be the same size, so that's one reason for these. So that'll provide some something that's a little bit different. Okay, so let's fold this in half and see how that compares to this. All right, we're going to have to take off some. Okay, so let's just mark it here, and then I can see. Got a pencil? Okay. Now then we will go over here. Go ahead and shut this because I'm not going to be gluing for a while. And we're going to trim this paper. Okay. Now then. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to take this now and well, I thought I was going to just do 2 cuts. Maybe I am. Okay, let's do. All right. Here's one. And now let's check this out here. Okay, let's measure this. Then I can make the rest of them. That's the smarter thing. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. Okay. This one's like 9 7/8 by 7 3/8. Let's write that down or I'll forget. 9 7/8 by, what is this? 7 3/8. Okay. Now then. Put that over there. And this one is fine on the height. Oh, no, it's not. Right there. Okay, I just messed that up. Because it's supposed to be 7 3/8 by 9 7/8. See, these are, all right. See, let's just do this. Because that particular kind of paper wouldn't work with that measurement. Because it's from a lined notebook, so. Okay, now then. Let's go ahead and use that one to cut this one. And I just got 2 of each of these papers. So each signature will have the same papers in it. I wanted a big variety of papers, and so that's why I didn't, okay, I want to leave this. I think that's cool. So we want 9 7/8. So that's right there. By 7 3/8. Which is right there. So, no, like this. Nine 7/8 by 7 3/8. Okay. Okay, so there's those. And I'm going to see if I can do both of these at the same time. Ooh, that's pretty. I want to save that. So we're going to do our 9 7/8 from here. And then our 7 3/8 from here. Okay. Yep, that's pretty edge. I like that. And once again, let's do 9 7/8 by 7 3/8. Once you finally get your head wrapped around it, when you don't have specialty papers that have lines in certain places and so forth, it's pretty easy. to get your papers to the right size. Okay. This one's not going to be as easy. I'm going to do these one at a time. And it's hard to decide which end to do. And you have to be very gentle when you're cutting these marbled papers, because they don't really want to cut. You'll just tear them if you push too hard. I guess that's what I'm saying. Okay. It's hard to decide which side's the prettiest. I mean, which, yeah, so you know where to cut. Okay. And then we'll... I'm going to do this. And then I've got this one. I've got this one that I think I'm going to cut in half and just put half of it in each signature. So that would be 5 and think about there. Might not be perfect, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, it's okay. We're going to fold them like this. And put those in there. Okay. Now we've got all of these papers plus these two that I need to fold. And these two that came out of the book. And I think I'm going to reinforce those two. Is that going to be? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to reinforce these because this is kind of delicate old paper. So okay, let me find. I guess I'll have to get a new one. I have a roll of this somewhere, but I like this paper tape. It is I get it at Dollar Tree. You can get it at Walmart or Target or probably anywhere in the first aid section. Let's just do this. But when you put it on here, it just comes really close to disappearing. And you can art over it or whatever. I've even made washi tape with it, so it's definitely okay to use, but it doesn't show up a whole lot, so I like that about it. So let's do this one too, but it'll give these some sturdiness so I can feel safer about sewing this in. Okay, so we've got this one and this one, and go ahead and put this one, come on, in the middle, because it's fairly sturdy paper, so it'll make a good middle page. And that's always something to think about when you're making signatures. You want the one in the middle of your signature to be pretty sturdy and the one on the outside of your signature to be pretty sturdy. So and then let's go ahead and put this one next. And then let's do this one. Ooh, I love that one. Isn't that pretty? I love that one. And then this one. Okay. I'll tell you, it is this is beginning to look pretty thick. May have to rethink the two signatures and do 3 signatures. Okay, I don't need that one. Okay. I think that'll be okay. I don't want to mess up the having the same papers in each signature. I think it's going to be all right. Okay. Now then, I'm going to just kind of clamp these together, and maybe that will help them kind of flatten out. I have another one of those big clamps somewhere. There we go. All right, and we'll put a couple of these on this side. All right, we're going to just let those sit like this until we're ready to do the sewing them in part. And I think I'm going to wait. This video is already 25 minutes long, so I'm going to wait on the rest of this stuff, and we'll do the cover, get the cover ready next time, and sew the signatures in, and then we may do some adding pockets and things like that the third time. That's kind of my plan for this one. So I hope I'll see you at the next time when I'm working on more precious stuff. God bless you. Look for part number 2. Bye-bye.